What's up, guys? Coach John Wojo here with JW Fitness with another question for you. Does a muscle need more rest time after a strength, low rep, high weight workout versus an endurance, high rep, low weight or body weight workout? This is assuming that the perceived effort, intensity, soreness, and tiredness feels very similar afterwards. All right, so let's take the extremes. You're looking at a pure strength workout. And you could argue that a pure strength workout, something where let's say you're starting your workout off with sets of squats and you're doing 5 or 6 sets of 3 on the squat. Very heavy weight, very close to your maximum weight. Not enough volume to really stimulate hypertrophy so much. You're more practicing the skill of moving very heavy weight from point A to point B. It is very central nervous system dominant and stressful, which creates a lot of fatigue. And on the other hand, you're doing a lot of volume. You might be doing, 5 sets of 10 of squatting, which would be miserable. And that is going to make you extremely sore and induce a lot of fatigue. So both types of training have the ability to create tons of soreness, tons of fatigue, even though you're kind of focusing on different aspects of adaptation. Whether one is going to produce more or necessitate more recovery than the other is really going to depend on what your entire workout looks like, not just that one exercise, but what does the rest of your workout look like as well. You could see that entire workout as like a microcycle unto itself. And so the stimulus that you're getting, or the amount of fatigue that you're going to experience from that particular workout, is based on everything you do in that workout. Like that entire workout is the meal. So you can't just say, well, I had steak. Well, did you have steak and vegetables and mashed potatoes and dessert, right? It's the whole thing together is one big stimulus and one big stressor, and is going to necessitate a certain amount of recovery from what you do in that one workout. Generally speaking, I think it's the volume of work that you do, the number of sets of work that you do, assuming that you're within a certain proximity of failure, which we've discussed is like 3 or so reps away from failure on the low end. The number of total work sets that you do, if you want to count your volume that way, volume is a larger contributor to your overall fatigue and need for recovery, generally speaking, than intensity. However, when taken to the extreme, if you were to compete in a powerlifting competition and you were to do 3 all-out efforts on squat and 3 all-out efforts on bench and then 3 all-out efforts on deadlifts, your central nervous system is going to be friggin' shot. You're going to feel like you got hit by a bus, and it's going to take you a good long while to recover from that type of intensity. But within the context of a kind of normal training program, talking about more like doing sets of 3 to 5 to 8 versus doing sets of 10, 12, 15, 20, and maybe up to 30, equated for volume, number of hard working sets, the level of fatigue that you're going to experience might differ on an individual basis, but kind of generally speaking, should be relatively the same. It's the, like I said, it's the volume though of work. If you're going to increase the volume, the number of really hard working sets versus a fairly low amount of hard working sets, the higher volume is going to possibly make you more sore, but definitely create more fatigue and require a little bit more recovery. But there's no like dividing line, or this is all based on one's own experience. It's not like a formula that you're going to find in a book that tells you that this is going to absolutely 100% always create more fatigue, and this is always 100% of the time not going to create as much fatigue. But generally speaking, not to beat a dead horse here, the greater the volume, the more fatigue. It's not so much the intensity or the rep ranges that you're working within, assuming that you're working to the same proximity to failure. It's going to be the greater volume that's going to create more fatigue and a greater need for recovery. I hope that helps. If you appreciate the content, please like and subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and I will talk to you soon.